Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing.
We did hoops and hops and um what's that other show? Breakfast with the Broncos in reverse this time. And yes, again, it's a different day. I'm wearing different clothes. Life happened and I was watching those basketball games. That's why I got nothing done. So walk talk Devin, take it away. Send it to him. All right. Hoops and Hops, episode 2. It is Saturday, so the Mavs Thunder series is going on currently as I'm walking the dog and doing this. The Cleveland Boston series is going to happen tonight, so we'll wait on the result of those two games before we get into them. But we have deer. Speaking of deer, there was a bear in my backyard today. This wind is killing me, man. Anyways, this is like the 6,000th time I've recorded this. Don't you dare pick up now. Thank you. All right. We're just talking playoff basketball today. Round 2. All 4 series are in at least, we'll be finishing game 3 today. So, yeah, we're just going to keep talking about that. And so, round 2, let's talk about it. Let's get into the second round of the NBA playoffs. Where better to start than the game from last night? I know I said I was going to be talking about I was going to be talking about the first 3 games, but we're not going to start with that game quite yet. Let's go through our agenda. I'm going to put it up here, I think, is where our agenda is going to go. Or maybe it'll go here. Maybe it'll be easier to see here with the red background. It'll go in one of these 2 places. But obviously, we're going to talk about all 4 series. We're going to talk about Knicks, Pacers, Celtics, Cavs, Timberwolves, Nuggets, Thunder, Mavericks, and revisit my predictions from last week. And then talk about some just what we're seeing in the series. So let's get into it. At the end, also, people have been talking about this. I've seen it more than one place. It's nothing to say it's confirmed, but it makes a ton of sense. And it's going to be down there at the bottom. I'm not going to talk about it too much. We'll save it for later. So let's get into it. So half of our series have played 4 games, and the other half play tonight for game 4. So we'll talk about, we'll start with Timberwolves Nuggets. Hey, interim head coach, kind of, Chris Finch, I don't know who needs to be told it. Get Karl Anthony Towns out of the game in the 4th quarter, please. He's so fucking bad at basketball. I'm sorry. He's so bad. That was the hardest thing to watch. The 4th quarter last night, by the way, I think it was 5 for 18 throughout the entire game. I cannot stand Karl Anthony Towns. He is such a bum. He's such a bum. Let me look. Let me double check. Make sure I'm correct here. Yeah, there he is. 5 for 18. 13 points and 12 rebounds. 1 for 4 from 3. That man is a walking garbage can. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. I know I was singing his praises last week because he had 3 playoff games with 20 points. That was atrocious. And game 3 was bad too. Go home, Cat. Trade him, something. Chris Finch, please. Get Naz Reid into the game in the 4th quarter. They need a spark. They need that. The 6th man of the year. More mobility. Someone who can actually stay in front of Aaron Gordon and not let him almost go perfect in the game. Aaron Gordon finished 11 for 12 in 41 minutes. Aaron Gordon beat you last night. That's how I chalk it up. 11 for 12. We know Yoke is going to do his thing. We know Murray's going to do his thing. You held Michael Porter to a reasonable, level with 4 points. Aaron Gordon beat you last night. Sorry, geez. Aaron Gordon beat you last night. Figure it out. Everyone else can see it. But you guys, stop playing Karl Anthony Towns in the fourth quarter. And I understand you have to do it. Otherwise, you're going to lose him. But is it really the worst thing in the world to lose Karl Anthony Towns? I don't think so. So there's got to be some adjustments. Series is tied up 2-2. Not the road team has won every game in this series. So it's an even series now. It's a best of three. We're going back to Denver. We'll see what happens. I'm sticking to my guns. My prediction was Wolves in 6. I think they can still get it done. So I'm sticking with it, but I don't love it. I don't love it. It makes me a little bit nervous. Their next game is tomorrow. Game 5 is tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Next, Pacers Knicks. We talked about it. We didn't talk about it, but they were the other game that finished up yesterday, and series is tied again, 2-2. And the home teams have won all their games. There's been no road wins. So it's a best of 3 as well. And it's a war of attrition. I'm going to stick with my pick here as well. Knicks in 6. They're going home in game 5. Madison Square Garden is going to be freaking electric. So I have high hopes. Will we see OG for the rest of the playoffs? I don't know. I think it's doubtful, but in a way, this game was kind of a blessing. Game 3 was tight, right? They were trying to win that game. They played their guys a ton of minutes, but it ended in a loss, so it felt worthless. In this case, it was a loss as well. Game 4 was a loss too, but you at least got to sit your guys. And I know it's a blowout. Series is tied 2-2, but I'll take the Knicks in a best of 3 series, especially coming off of a game where those guys didn't play big minutes. Josh Hart finally sat down. Josh Hart, up until yesterday, well, including yesterday, I think maybe he sat a little bit in game 3. I got to look. But he played 10 consecutive quarters at one point. So all your guys, if you're the Knicks, got some rest, and that's needed. Chalk it up basically in another day of rest because they played a half, and it's a half of NBA basketball, but you got a lot of rest there. And they're going to go into this next game well rested, and we saw what they're like when those guys can play 40 minutes. They got punched in the mouth early in game 4, and just couldn't really recover. TJ McConnell went crazy. He had a double-double. I think he had 10 and 15. He's been a storyline throughout this series for sure. Let's see, 15 points, 10 assists for TJ McConnell. He's certainly been a storyline. He's that pesky guy that just is that thorn in your side. And we'll see eventually what the end result is. Obviously, that was such a dumb thing to say. We're going to see in game 5. That's what I meant to say. This decides the series to me. Whoever wins game 5. I'm going to stick with my pick, Knicks in 6. If the Knicks win in Madison Square Garden, they can certainly get it done on Indiana's home floor and then advance. They're going to be tired going into that Celtics series and undermanned, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. On the Pacers side, if they go into Madison Square Garden and win game 5, it's over. It's over. You beat the Knicks and you're going home. All you need in game 6 will be just replicate game 4. Punch them in the mouth early. Don't let them fight back. Try and get some of either the guards or Hartenstein into foul trouble early, and just ride the wave. Front run. That's what they're good at. Speaking of getting guys into foul trouble early, I want to come back real quick to the Nuggets Timberwolves series. Yoke had 4 fouls in the mid-third quarter, I want to say. I understand that Anthony Edwards is your guy, and you don't really have another option, you would if you would bench Karl Anthony Towns. But why are we not attacking the post? Just put the ball in Rudy's hand, get a foul, or make him play off of Rudy, and just feed the post and live with the double team that comes and then spray out to your shooters. That's what you're built for. That's what you're good at. That's what you were doing. Why are we not doing that now? If Yoke gets into early foul trouble, which I think will be a point that they will make in game 5, going back to Denver, I mean, they're going to have a little bit of home court, so maybe they won't get it, but that was your opportunity and you let it go. I just had to come back to that. Let's just get this out of the way. Celtics, Cavs. Cavs are up 2-1. Game 4 is tonight. I don't have much to say here. The front runners are going to front run. Donovan doesn't have enough help. He'll be gone in the offseason. So Celtics should walk away with this game handed pretty easily in Cleveland and go up 3-1 and then take care of business back on their home floor in game 5. I don't have anything really to say here. If the Cavs do win this game, the Celtics have some serious issues to figure out. One, namely, I'll put it here, the video of Jaylen Brown still not being able to dribble with his left hand. How much is he gets it? How much is he getting paid a year? And this is the result. This is terrible. So, yeah, I don't have much to say there. I'm going to stick with my prediction, Celtics in 5. But if the Cavs do grab another game and it becomes a best of 3, I would be tight. If I was the Celtics, I'd be tight. And then finally, Thunder Mavericks. And the Mavs are up right now 2-1. Game 4 is tonight as well. We'll see the result there. I have Mavericks in 6. I think they take care of business. I think they get a win here in Dallas again and go up 3-1. And then OKC grabs one at home in game 5. And then Dallas finishes the series at home in game 6. Let me look at game 3, because if I remember right, it wasn't even really it wasn't a Kyrie game. Yeah, well, I mean, Luka and Kyrie both had 22 points. That's surprising. Kyrie felt quiet that whole game to me watching that game, but that's just me. PJ Washington was incredible. That's what won them that game, really. 27 points, 5 for 12 from 3, 11 for 23 from the field. PJ Washington has really come on as the third guy there. It was I think it was a midseason trade that they got him, and he's a corner shooter. He's deadly. Role players play better at home. So game 4, I think Dallas takes game 4. OKC gets game 5, and then Dallas finishes it on their home floor. So I'm sticking with that prediction. Mavs in 6. I could see a big game tonight from Luka. He played really well in the first quarter. Or no, sorry, I'm thinking about game 2. It was PJ Washington that played well in the first quarter. But I'd expect the Thunder to come out kind of swinging. I think that Josh Giddey could have gotten less minute, not less minutes, because he started. He had 13 minutes only. But I think the adjustment there is you just simply play him less. I think he's redundant at this point and isn't offering much. He's not even really playmaking. So I don't know what the point of having him out there is to start the game. I said it before. I think OKC is a year off from making a real run at the finals. That leads me to my next point. And I left it here, the agenda. I left it right here at the bottom. KD to OKC. Could this be the return? Could he be coming home? It makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I didn't see it before, but OKC can grab KD and they only have to give up. What do you need? I'm filming right now. Can you lay down? OKC can grab KD from the Suns. I don't think it'll take much. It's a kind of a win-win for both sides. He's kind of exactly what they need too, which is the crazy part. what a return home if it is. They would be serious contenders if they grabbed KD because he really can just hoop there, and he's got the playoff experience. It's a great fit. You move him to the three, move Jalen to the two, and then he basically just replaces Josh Giddey, really, when you're looking at it. Shea's still the one, Jalen can be the two, he can be the four, I guess. Lou Dort could be the three, and then Chet can play five. And you're just gonna be long, have a really long lineup, a lot of versatility on defense, and you've got a bucket on offense, another guy outside of Shea that can create. Shea can do majority of the heavy lifting in getting other guys shots, but when it comes down to it and you need a bucket, give KD the ball and get the out of the way. So yeah, the contract work. There's no one that they're having to pay, so they can keep him, and he'll be off their books by the time they do have to really start paying some of these other guys. So why not? I don't see why not. He seems like the missing piece here. Gordon Hayward I thought was a great trade, but he hasn't seen the floor really at all in the playoffs, certainly, but definitely, definitely not in the playoffs, somewhat in the regular season. But he's washed at this point, unfortunately. As a Jazz fan, that's sad to see. But the homecoming for KD could be possible, and I think it makes a lot of sense. And it would turn them into a serious, serious contender next year and be really scary, I think, if they're able to reclaim one of those top three seeds and have home court throughout the playoffs. Even if they win conference again, they win the West and they have home court throughout the entirety of the playoffs, and possibly in the finals too. So look out for that. Obviously, we still have basketball to play. The series isn't over. I've got them losing anyways, but that would be exciting. And, screw it. Why not bring Russ back too and have him come off the bench to lead the second unit? That's a stretch. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just grab KD. It makes a lot of sense. So there it is. There is round two. We'll see the results of the Mavs, OKC, and Celtics Cavs games tonight, what game four looks like. I kind of would be excited if Mavs Thunder went to 7, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Luka's too good, too experienced. And you've got the mercenary Kyrie Irving there, that if Luka is not at full throttle, he'll pick it up. We've seen him do it, and we're due for a Kyrie game in this series, and tonight might be that night. We haven't had one of those explosive games where he just takes over and says, everyone get out of the way. I'm playing street ball, or just catches fire from three. We haven't had it. So I think tonight's that night. I got a feeling. We'll see though. This was filmed on the 13th at 9:53 a.m. So we'll see. We'll see. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Devin, and you're watching Hoops and Hops on Buffet Sports. On a quick side note, though, I talked about this. I kind of alluded to it, but if Cat gets traded, who do you guys want to see on the Timberwolves as the second option there? I don't know who it is that takes them to the next level, or is that guy? I don't think it's a guard. I think it's a wing. Could it be Paul George? That could be interesting. That could be really interesting. Adding a wing like that, I think that could be. If they can outbid Orlando, or they can just, the Clippers would probably take picks over just letting him go. If they can get something back for him, take a swing. Cat's on the board. That's a big swing, and they're here now. So why not capitalize? Just some thoughts. Think about it. I don't know. You can catch us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at buffet.sports. We post every day, if not twice a day. We've got short form going out every day, and then we've got long form happening every day, but Thursday. That's kind of our down day. But tons of content on the channel. Eat it up, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you comment. We do a comment show every week. So it's it's a ton of fun to hear your guys' feedback and or just the hate in general. So ciao.